Hey guys, you're welcome to another episode of From the Heart with Favour, where we discuss matters on faith, lifestyle, and relationships. So, if you are new to my channel or this is the first time you're coming across any of my videos, welcome, and please make sure to subscribe and click the bell button to get notifications whenever I post new videos. And if you are a returning subscriber or an old subscriber, thank you. You're welcome back, and you guys are the real MVPs. So, like always, make sure to like, share, and comment because these things are very, very important. Again, please subscribe if you have not. So today, we'll be discussing the topic dating and sex. Yeah. So, without any further ado, let's get right on to this video. So, dating. It's a word we hear every time. She's dating him, he's dating her, and all of that. So what is dating? Dating to me is spending time with someone with the intent of getting to know the person and getting to know how compatible or suitable this person is for you with regards to marriage. We hear a lot of people dating, we see a lot of people dating, but is dating a sport? I feel like in this generation we have made dating a sport. Dating, you won't necessarily see dating in the Bible, but I feel like now that, because those days, like your wife is picked for you or your husband is picked for you, but like we now in this generation we have the opportunity to choose who we get to spend the rest of our lives with. But how are we going about it? And this opportunity now is being misused by a lot of people. So the question is, who should date? If you're not ready to marry, don't get into it. Because what's now your reason for dating? That's who I believe should date, someone that is ready to get married. If you know you are not ready to get married, stay on your own, stay in your own lane. Like, mind yourself and God. That's what I believe. I'm going to be very real with you. Like, I don't see why you would be dating just for the sake of it. If you are not ready to get married, sit in your house, date yourself. At least you get to know yourself better. You get to build standards for yourself. You get to invest more in yourself. You get to grow yourself and prepare yourself for stages and levels that God is taking you to. So don't get into it if you're not ready to marry. Like, if you are dating and then the person you're dating talks about marriage and it pisses you off, why are you then dating? Basically, dating is for people that are ready to get married. That's what I believe. And that is how it should be. If you say that you are a child of God, if you say that you are living your life based on God's standards, that's what I believe it should be. So, next question is, when should you date? I get this question a lot. Am I ready to date? Should I date now? I'm at this stage in life. I'm at this level or stage in school. Do you think it's the right time to date? And my first question is, are you mature enough for it? Yes, you are matured. See, when you are matured, you know you are matured. You don't guess your maturity. If you are matured emotionally, if you are matured physically, if you are matured spiritually, then you are ready to date. I say physically because age comes to play now. I don't see what a 15-year-old girl or a 15-year-old boy is doing with dating. I don't see what an 18-year-old girl is doing with dating personally. Like, I feel like you have your whole life, you have a lot of things to do with your life, and then you choose at this very young age to to give yourself responsibilities that you're not supposed to have. That's like, I really don't get the reason why at that age someone is dating. I don't understand it. And a lot of times, I'm not saying that some don't work out, but a lot of times it doesn't work out because you've not fully understood yourself. You've not fully understood God's purpose for you. You don't have a grip on what life is like. You've not faced reality, and then you are dating. Is that not crazy? So who should date? You have to be physically mature. Like when it comes to age. Yeah, yes, I know that age is just a number, but then at least it gets to a certain stage before you talk of some things. Basically, just like you wouldn't give a 10-year-old child a car to drive, because you know that child hasn't gotten to that stage in life where the person can handle that kind of a responsibility. That way, I feel at a certain age you shouldn't get into dating, because you've not gotten a hold of yourself. You've not gotten a hold of what life is. Talk more of now dating. So, are you emotionally matured? Like, do things people do affect you easily? If everything everybody says, everything everybody does affects you emotionally, auntie, you are not matured. I'll be uncle. It's not like for only sisters. I'm talking for brothers too. You have to be emotionally intelligent and matured enough to get into dating, because now you are engaging your emotions. So if you're not matured enough, you get hurt slightly at the very slightest mistake. You get offended at the very slightest mistake. Something that naturally shouldn't have offended you now offends you. Why? Because you are not matured emotionally. And sometimes now insecurity comes in because you're not matured. I believe being secured in yourself is part of emotional maturity. That's what, like, this is my own view. What I'm saying now is based off of my own views and what I believe it should be, and not just my own views, from the way because we don't see dating in the Bible, but at least there are some standards that the Bible has kept for us. So we should follow it. So are you emotionally mature? If you're not, stay in your house. Date yourself. Get to know yourself first. Then, are you spiritually matured? Because spiritual maturity plays in the sense that way there are some things that are not temptations come to everybody, yes, but when there's a certain stage in your spiritual life that you get to, some things don't move you. You don't think of some things, you don't consider some things, because if you're not matured spiritually and you get into it, you can be easily tempted. I'm not saying you cannot be tempted even when you are spiritually matured. We are human beings, we are flesh and blood, but there's a level at which you control yourself. You control your desires, because the way God wired human beings, if you don't have the desire, something is wrong. So you cannot now say, if it does not exist, something is wrong. We are meant to feel. God created us to feel. Just like you feel pain, you feel disappointment, you feel heartbreak and all of that. So you can't say that you're in a relationship and you don't feel, but you have a control over what you feel. You have a control over the things you desire and things like that. That is why you need to be spiritually matured. You need to get to a certain stage spiritually, so that when the next person is failing, or should I say failing, because sometimes we are not 100% every hour or every minute of the day standing. When the other person is not like so upright, you can swing in and uphold this person. But when the two of you are spiritually weak, then Temptations can come anyhow, hit you anyhow, and you fall inside it anyhow. And temptation is not sin. It's not sin, but when you begin to consider it, when you now get into it, that is when you have actually sinned. That's that. So, are you emotionally, spiritually, and physically matured? If you're not, I don't see what business you have with dating. Next, who should you date? I get that question a lot. Who should I date? This guy, should I date him? And this girl is like this, like that, should I date her? Date someone that has the same views on life as you do, the same values as you do, has the same faith. See, Bible says, can two walk together except they agree? And the answer is no. So if you don't have the same faith, at the long run, problem is going to come, because you're not the Holy Spirit. Don't say, let me date him and now change him and make him your job is not to change him. If you want to serve as a minister or as an evangelist in this person's life, auntie, brother, do it without having, you don't have to date this person to minister or to evangelize to them. Don't someone said don't flirt for the sake of evangelizing. Don't do it. So make sure that this person has the same faith as you do, the same belief as you do, holds the same values as you do, and has the same prospects for the relationship as you do. Because you can't say your prospect for this relationship is marriage and the person's prospect for this relationship is let's see how it goes. Let's see where we get to. Like, you are not standing on common ground. If you are going to date someone, you should stand on common ground with that person. And don't date, because nobody is perfect. You are not perfect. I'm not perfect. So don't expect to date a perfect person. So don't start waiting for that perfect brother or that perfect sister, because you will not find. You gone that is waiting for the perfect brother or sister. You are not perfect. So that is it. Date someone that has same values, same faith. Like, remember the story in the Bible when Abraham told his servants to go look for a wife for his son. He told him, swear that you will not get a wife for my son, from where I am living. He's living there, but he didn't want his son to have a wife from there, because he knew the kind of lifestyle they had. He said, go to my kindred, get a wife for my son. So let's analyze it like this. Go to your kindred and get a wife. Go to your kindred and date and get a husband. Don't date for the sake of bringing this person now to your kindred. No, don't. It's not right. It will not end well. That is just it. If you want to witness to somebody about Christ, witness to the person by all means. But don't witness to the person and now say, let me witness to him so that he will now change and now come and marry me. No, don't do it. It will not end well. You are not the Holy Spirit. Men only change. Men, when I say men, I mean men and women, only change when they want to. They only change when they want to. They can only pretend in front of you. So make sure that you are dating from your own kindred. At least someone that has same values as you do, that has same faith as you do, that has the same prospects for the relationship as you do. Because that way, you don't have to be going back and forth about what I believe, what I don't believe, and stuff like that. Because of what? You are already standing on common ground. You already believe in the same thing. You already believe in the same God. You already have the same values. You already have the same prospects for the relationship. You have the same views on life. Because he cannot be saying A and you are saying B. She can't be saying B and you are saying C. Then where is the common ground? So basically, date from your kindred. If you understand what I'm saying. Date, when I say kindred, I don't necessarily mean in your village or your general family. No. I mean, when I'm talking of spiritual kindred right now. Anyways, next, why should you date? Don't date because your friends are dating or because everybody around me is dating. They are going out on a date, they bought this one for them, they did this for them, they are married, my friends are married and stuff. Don't. I personally believe you should only get into a relationship because it's right. Don't get into a relationship because you want to prove something to some people. Don't get into a relationship because you want to get out of your space. If you are seeking to get out of your space, how do you expect someone else to come into your space? Because dating is basically getting into someone's space and bringing someone into your own space. So if you are seeking to get out of your own space, how do you expect that someone else would stand to be in your own space? So don't date because you need to get out. Don't date because you need to please some people. Don't date because your friends are all married or because your friends are all dating. Don't. I feel a lot of people date because they have this feeling of being left out. Don't. I don't know how best to explain this, but see, don't get into it because then you don't see things right because you are so desperate to be in this relationship because you just cannot be single. You are still single though. You just cannot be alone. You just cannot be in my. You might not tell it to some other people, but within you, you know that you cannot stand yourself. You can't stand to be. That's an indication that you should work more on yourself. That's an indication that you have to develop yourself more. So don't date because other people are dating or because you need to prove things to people. Don't date because you are being pressured to. This generation is filled with different kind of pressures, and one of them is the feeling to be in a relationship. Everybody is in a relationship, so I need to be in a relationship. No, you don't need to. If you are not ready, you don't need to. So prepare yourself first before talking of getting into a relationship. That is why you shouldn't date. Don't date because you are being pressured to. Please don't. So, guidelines for dating. I feel the first should be like you should seek to glorify God in and through that relationship, through that dating relationship. Why? Because when your focus is on God, you tend to see clearly, you tend to analyze things better. And then things that plague others in relationships that are more focused on themselves don't plague you. Things like these temptations that we're talking about now. Why? Because you are more focused on God. Your focus is, I need to please God. I need to glorify God. I need to show forth Christ. It's really possible to do that in a relationship. I know a lot of people that are doing that in and through their relationship. So seek to glorify God. Let that relationship be to the glory of God. Let men see the glory of God in that relationship. The next guideline is seek to better your partner. Now, I don't only mean intellectually or morally. Yeah, morally. But also spiritually. You should uphold one another. You should compel this person to get to know God better, to get to go deeper into God even more. That is what I believe relationships are meant for growth. So if you are in a dating relationship, seek to better your partner, seek the growth of this person that you are in a relationship with. Really, it's really important. That way, nobody is being parasitic in the relationship, because the two of you are interested in your growth, not just your personal growth, but the growth of that next person. Because when you grow and the other person does not grow, the person drags you down. It slows your movement, it slows your advancement, it slows your growth. So as you grow, draw the other person up. As you grow the other person, because that way you are you are, how do I put it, you are in tune. Yes, you are in tune with the other person. So seek to better and grow the person that you are in a relationship with. Nobody is perfect, nobody knows it all. So don't say he or she knows it all. So what you have, if you are in a relationship with this person, you definitely have something to add to that person's life. That is why you need to develop yourself well. That is why you need to be really matured before you get into a relationship. That way you are bringing something to the table. You are not just collecting and collecting. The other person that is being collected from gets tired and gets fed up and gets frustrated. So if you are going to date, make sure you bring something to the table. And if you have brought something to the table, that means you are helping the other person in a way to be better. If you are not helping this person get better, then I don't know what that relationship is. Because generally, in fact, as a sister to your brother or to your sister, as a sibling, you help grow your siblings, right? As parents help grow their children, just as well as children help grow their parents in different aspects. So generally, relationships are meant for growth. So if you are in this relationship, make sure that you are helping get better. Make sure you're helping this person grow. That's just that. Now we have gotten to this part. This next one is where there has been a lot of controversies. Seek to be pure. Seek to maintain purity and chastity in that relationship. Bible says that marriage is honourable, the bed undefiled. So when we talk of purity, not just morally and all of that, sexually. Because a lot of people will now say, how do I know? Shebi, dating is to check compatibility. How do I now know if this person is compatible sexually? The way God arranged it, the way God planned it, is that when you get to marry this person, you get to explore yourselves, you get to learn things. Because if you've already done all the explorations before you now marry, that is where comparison now comes in. But without all this, when you are pure, you get into that marriage in purity. There is no comparison. It's just you, your spouse, and God. Seriously, don't say everybody is doing it. If this person, if the person you are in a relationship with is demanding for it, what are you still doing in that relationship? Seriously, I don't see why you would say that you are a child of God and you are in a relationship with this person, and the person is demanding for sex. Seriously? What are you doing there? So that basically means that you don't even have the same values. There are many benefits to waiting till you get married. The way God even arranged it, you should wait till you get married. But then you save yourself the hassle of saying, oh, personally, I don't even believe there is anything like unplanned pregnancy or unwanted pregnancy. Every pregnancy was planned and wanted. Because as far as you engaged in the act, you get a result for your action. You save yourself the hassle of checking if this person has STDs and stuff like that. Like, you save yourself that stress. Then you save yourself the unnecessary heartbreak that comes with it. Like, okay, say that relationship doesn't work out. You move on to the next person. You do it again, over and over again. You keep breaking your heart in pieces. And it's not just that. You want, if you are sexually pure in a relationship, when it doesn't work out, because I'm not saying every relationship will work out. They are not all meant to work out. All will not work out. So if it does not work out, you leave that relationship with a clear conscience. You leave that relationship, yes, you left it with a kind of a heartbreak, but it won't be as deep as it would have been if you engaged in the act. If you did do the do. If you understand what I mean. Be sexually pure. And funny thing is, it's even if you engage in the act before the time, it takes up space in your mind that is not meant to. It makes you blind to see, to be real with yourself, to be real with this person. I don't know why people think that intimacy is sex. Intimacy is not sex. Sex is a form of showing intimacy for married people, not for singles, not for people that are dating. You build intimacy by knowledge. I don't mean that kind of knowledge, but knowledge of yourselves, what this person holds dear, things like that. That is intimacy. Because okay, now you have finished the honey in the honeymoon. When you marry, so what happens? You get tired of the whole thing. Because you've already engaged in the whole act. It's no longer fun. Because God created it as a way of, whether we like it or not, it's a fellowship between a husband and a wife. And God said that a man will leave his mother and his father and cleave to his wife, and they two shall become one flesh. Do you know that? I believe most of us know it, that sex is a transfer of spirits. Many people only view it from the physical sense, but we don't view it from the spiritual sense of it. Are you, if you have engaged in the act, there is still time to come out of it. There is still time to repent of it, and repent as often as you can. Please. Sexual purity can never be overemphasized. Like, I feel this generation, there's a lot of temptations, I agree. Like, we're in a generation where even adverts as simple as food have sexual connotations to them. So, like, it's in our faces every time. But then, do you now conform to it because it's in your face? The Bible says that though we are in the world, we are not of the world. So that it's in your face doesn't mean you should do it. And a lot of people will now say, we've not done we never do the do. We have not performed the act. But you have done every other thing except people say it's the main thing. What's the difference? Or you have imagined everything imaginable about it. When Jesus was talking about adultery, he said that if you as much as think it in your mind, you have committed it. That is why we need to be, when we say purity, it doesn't only mean in the body, in the mind. Because a lot of people are pure in the body, but then check their mind, Jesus, you'll be wrong. So if you are sexually pure in your body, you should be sexually pure in your mind. Then, like, that way you check out this person for real. You will be able to pinpoint things that you don't want. Some things can be very subtle. And then when you engage in these things, they now blind you completely. And then when other people are now saying what they are saying, you don't want to hear it, because you feel you've invested yourself, you've invested your time, you've invested your mind, you've invested your body into that relationship. But it shouldn't be like that. Sexual purity can never be overemphasized. Build boundaries if you are in a relationship. I strongly advocate boundaries. Like, I don't see what the two of you will be doing in a secluded space for a long time at a particular time. Don't put yourself in temptation. Don't tempt yourself. You want to pray, the two of you want to pray, abi? No problem, go to church. See, the shebi is church. Look for a day that is not service time. Two of you want to pray. No problem. Hold hands together on the altar. Pray. Don't say you want to pray and then you can't lock yourself inside one room. Why are you putting yourself inside unnecessary temptation? There are some conversations that you are not meant to hold. There are some things, there are some words you're not meant to use, so that you don't tempt the other person. Because, see, it's not only about you. A lot of times we think only about ourselves, but we also should think about the other people. Please, let's get this right. I don't all this you must test to know if you are compatible. Like I said, God did not make you like that. If you know your worth, you know you hold yourself at a high standard, you wouldn't be doing the test. How many people will you test? Okay, so you test this one, is not compatible, abi? You test another person, the person is not compatible. How many people will you test till you get to that one? Now, at the end of the day, when you finally get married, do you think that you will be satisfied? And mind you, the people just make this whole sexual compatibility, they blow it out of proportion, like that's what marriage is all about. See, when you get into marriage, that's when you will know that that is it's important, yes, but there are other things more important than it is. So when you get married, maybe every day you'll be doing it. No, now a period will come, months or say weeks. A woman, okay, you give birth, so that period there's no action. So what now happens? You now should be abandoned. So you shouldn't base relationships or dating or marriage based on how compatible this person is with you sexually. That is not the way God designed it. I can't really overemphasize. I can go on and on about this sexual purity, because we live in a generation that has perverted every single thing. See, sex is a beautiful thing, but the devil has perverted it. He has made it to be a how do I put it? A trade. Some trade it for money, some trade it for marriage, some trade it for children. That is not what it is. It's fellowship. It's a way of say fun, but what it is not is a material for trading. It is not that. I can't really overemphasize the place of sexual purity in a dating relationship. What I always tell people is, I'm not against dating, as long as there is chastity in that dating relationship, as long as the two parties are pure sexually and in their mind. It's really crucial. And see, when you now finally get married, sexually pure, It's a gift you give to your spouse, whether male or female. It's a worthy gift. See, virginity is, I don't, this this generation now thinks if you're a virgin, it's because you lack opportunity. They think people that are doing wrong are now very bold and now make people that are doing right feel like they are all wrong in what they are doing. If you are doing the right thing, stand in it. See, my dad will always say, don't follow the crowd, follow the cloud. Follow the leading of God, follow the scriptures. Don't follow what the people around you are doing. Don't follow what they are saying. So you want to check this lady to know if she can get pregnant. No problem. What happens if that pregnancy aborts? Okay, finally she has gotten pregnant, Abby, and now you marry her. So the pregnancy now, I'm not saying it will happen. I don't wish it on anybody. But let's say the pregnancy aborts. What happens? So maybe you now have to, the couple now wait for a long time. So basically you are in that marriage for the sake of procreation. Marriage is not just for procreation. You should invest more in growth. You should invest more in, when I say intimacy now, I don't mean sexual intimacy. No. Talk. Get to know this person's silent voice. Because there's a silent voice, there are unspoken words. And you only hear the unspoken words when you have really developed a connection with this person. A very unique connection with this person. That the person will say some things, but you didn't just hear what this person said, you heard what this person did not say. That it should get to that. But when you are already engaged in this and there, you steal from yourself a lot of benefits. You steal from yourself a lot of information, yes. Because information will be flying, but you will not see it. Because you've been blinded. Please, let's get it right. Let's get it right. Because a post I made on Instagram, and then my comment section like blew away. Some said I shouldn't sit down. I will not sit down. I will say it because why should we keep quiet and let the people of the world impose their culture, impose their mindset on us? We shouldn't keep quiet. What have we been told? We should proclaim it. We should pronounce it. Let people hear us. Because I believe if we sit quiet and say it's not my business, maybe it is not my relationship, you would have saved the soul. If you see something that is not wrong, that is not right, say it. Don't say it rudely, like I always say. Call the person out to one side, speak to the person. And if you are in a relationship that you have given yourself sexually, you can repent. Virginity, it's not, I also believe that virginity is not only physically. You can be a virgin spiritually. Let me explain. So you've engaged in the act before, but you have genuinely repented from the act. You have genuinely repented, and you have come to the knowledge of God's idea of staying pure. Then I would say that you are a virgin. Don't let men or women or people in general make you feel like you're doing something wrong because you are a virgin. Like I see it all around, flying around. You're a virgin because you lack opportunity. You are not. Like, hold the banner well. See, wear that title well. Because a lot of people wish that they were you. They might, one thing with bullies is they see something in you they don't have. So to make you feel bad about that thing you have, they bully you about it. They make you feel like you're not enough. They make you feel like you're not adequate. But the truth is you are. They envy that thing that you have. Don't think that you are the only one that haven't done it. There are a lot of people, that are pure, because there's a benefit to it. Sex is not a tool for trading. Sex is fellowship. Sex is an exchange of spirits. So if you are not married, you have no business exchanging spirits with people. So you don't know how many this person has carried from where, God knows where, and now meet you, Shebi, and adds to you. You now go and meet somebody else. Just a multiplication of spirits. So you see yourself doing some things, wanting some things, desiring some things, and you're like, where did it come from? You can answer the question yourself. Don't awaken love, as the Songs of Solomon will say, when the time is not right. So, with these few points of mine, we have come to the end of today's episode. So, like I said in the beginning, don't forget to subscribe if you've not subscribed. And if you like this, if you find this video interesting, please make sure to hit the like button and make sure to share this video to people you believe need to hear about this. And what's your view on sex and dating? Like, this channel is not, I'm not supposed to be talking alone. We are talking to each other. We are growing. So leave your comments. Let me see, let me read and understand your own point of view also. And until next time, bye.